We've just signed an agreement to manage some money with a sovereign backed out of the Middle East, and for them to have gone through to make that decision was a very painstaking due diligence process. And the fact that they are pulling the trigger, I think, is testimony to that the floodgates are opening now. So when a sovereign does something in digital and they're taking huge reputational risks, they're taking huge investment risks.
I want to touch on Metallicus real fast before we jump off. We have to, because Marshall Hayner said some insanely bullish stuff this week. In this post here, he said, "Are you ready for full clarity? There is $21 trillion in deposits across credit unions and banks within the United States. The total crypto market cap is currently $2.7 trillion. All dollars, all securities, and financial assets can and will be tokenized. The math is simple." And you put this picture of the dam underneath, right? And I had to post the video of the Aquaman underneath, chilling in the waterfall, bro.
Let's go.
But it just goes hand in hand with what this guy here says from 3IQ, who is a large digital asset manager in the space. And he specifically says that the floodgates are
one of the problems of the industry.
He specifically says that the floodgates are opening. So I thought that this just went hand in hand with the post that you had highlighted there. Take a second and listen.
Is that there's so many avenues of potentiality that people get a little bit like the deer in the headlights. They get confused as to what they need to focus on. Secondly, we also, we announced recently, and I think it's pertinent to, I don't want to do a sales pitch, but I do want to point it out because it's pertinent to the point that you made, Francesco, about the movement of institutions. We've just signed an agreement to manage some money with a sovereign backed out of the Middle East, and for them to have gone through to make that decision was a very painstaking due diligence process. And the fact that they are pulling the trigger, I think, is testimony to that the floodgates are opening now. So when a sovereign does something in digital and they're taking huge reputational risks, they're taking huge investment risk, they need to feel comfortable in the due diligence process. And the fact that they are pulling the trigger, I think, is testimony to that the floodgates are opening now. So when a sovereign does something in digital and they're taking huge reputational risks.
So we talking actions now, not even words that are saying this, bro. Actions being taken. The floodgates have opened.
I mean, time is running out. And I mean, nobody has a crystal ball on when all of this is really going to start to ramp up. But I could tell you one thing, is that I do not want to be the retail participant in 5 years from now that gets in after the institutions and looks back and I was like, oh, I had the opportunity to invest, but I didn't because I was scared. Like, I would rather invest all my money, take the risk of possibly losing all the money that I've invested, considering that I've assessed my risk and the amount of money that I have in, and lose it and say I tried, rather than look back in 5 years from now and see that everything's at a high valuation and be like, oh, I had the opportunity.
Yeah, fuck all that. That ain't gonna be me, man. Let's roll the dice.
Let's roll the dice. Last post, considering that Marshall Hayner mentioned 21 trillion in deposits across credit unions, and they just announced this. Cross-state Metallicus yesterday launched a pilot program with 50 credit unions to explore stablecoins and digital assets. And we know on the back end that there are over 27 trust lines right now for stablecoins already embedded into the XPR network. Correct?
That is correct, bro. That is correct. I can share the screen to share with everybody. Give them a little glimpse if you want.
I'll read this while you get that pulled up. Cross-State Credit Union Association and Metallicus today announced the launch of its Innovation Program 2.0, designed to help credit unions better evaluate stablecoins, digital identity, blockchain infra, and faster payments through executive education, sandbox testing, and strategic collaboration. The initiative launches with an initial cohort. It's not the end, it's just the initial, of 50 participating credit unions across New Jersey and Pennsylvania, creating one of the largest coordinated stablecoin and blockchain initiatives among regional credit union associations. As credit unions continue evaluating ways to modernize payment, strengthen fraud prevention, and prepare for emerging digital finance infrastructure, initiatives focused on blockchain, stablecoins, and digital identity are gaining increased attention across the industry. Through this partnership, cross-state members credit unions will gain direct access to tools and resources designed to help them evaluate emerging tech without operational disruption, core integration requirements, or member-facing risks. So I thought that that was huge. I'll let you share your screen quick, bro, and then I just want to have your take because we haven't touched on it together. That InvestiFi stuff that I found this, or not that I found this week, that Junior sent to me that I had posted about this week. I got to give credit where credit's due.
That's juicy. We got to definitely go over that. All right, hold on. Here's my screen. So yeah, this is the XPR network block explorer. Pretty much. So last year, St. Cloud Credit Union announced their stablecoin, right? Here's the trust line for that, CLD USD. And alongside this trust line of St. Cloud's announcement, we have over 25 other credit union trust lines that have not yet been announced. And here are their trust lines. And I've went through, I mean, if you're part of the Wealth 28 community, I've went through all the different artwork on these trust lines and have basically found that these are real credit unions, and these are their trust lines. So yeah, without saying too much more, because these guys have not announced it yet, so we don't want to, have anything going too viral until these guys have made the announcement. But if you know how to search the block explorer on XPR network. This is what some of the sophisticated researchers have found. So yeah, it's going to be exciting.
So it's literally a bunch of trust lines sitting there waiting to go live, collectively speaking, is what you're saying.
Literally, bro. Literally.
And you got real-time announcements like this, where you got Metallicus announcing cohort programs with 50 credit unions. And the crazy part is you got this announcement with 50 credit unions and there's only 27 trust lines. So imagine what this looks like in
hundreds. There's going to be hundreds, if not thousands, very soon, I would imagine. And they'll all be activated too. So,
this and seeing this from InvestiFi, so if you come to the InvestiFi, what Junior had shared with me in the Discord this past week, you come to InvestiFi, and I made a whole video breakdown, so I won't beat a dead horse. Long story short, InvestiFi at a conference last year in November said that they'd be willing, once regulatory clarity is enacted, to give access to all of their credit union clients to Metallicus's coin. And if you we'll go over and look real fast at all their announcements. Just in 2026 alone, they have partnered with almost every single major credit union to unlock the ability for their credit union to invest directly from their mobile app, their mobile banking app, into digital assets, right? And if you come here to the InvestiFi website, and let me just remember the loophole. I think you go to products, so we'll go to the products page. Yep, and you come down here, and then you click on the stablecoin offering. It'll take you to this next page. Then you come and you scroll right down here and look at what it says. Supported stablecoins, RLUSD coming soon. USDC already live. USDT already live. Metallicus, Metal blockchain, Metal token committed right there, bro.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yo,
man.
and I just keep thinking too, like, when XPR, I think the all-time high is like 10 cents. When the markets finally kick off, this was an all-in position. There wasn't 25 trust lines on the block explorer for credit unions and banks. There wasn't, another 50 in the pipeline that were going to be possibly created. Like, we're literally entering a time that we've never been in before. And it's just, Like we have low expectations too. I feel like that's the best thing to do, you know, because we're all like, damn, all we really want is to go back to all-time highs. But anybody thinking about this logically, like, come on now, we're going to be surpassing all-time highs eventually.
To be even crazier, bro, to be even crazier, I want to know what the heck caused that wick on Metal blockchain up to $42.
Yeah, bro. You should show that shit too, because I feel like not a lot of people know that metal has been that high. And I thought it was 55, or am I tripping?
It's like in the 40s to 50 range. I don't know the exact number that it touched, but yeah, there was a point in time in 2022 when Metal blockchain wicked up in one candlestick to above $40, and now it's trading at what, 15 cents? Come on now. This is the last thing I wanted to share. It's just that InvestiFi, right? And they have literally all you can't ignore this. If the metal token as an investable product for their clients coming soon on their platform, and look at all the announcements they've had in 2026 alone, starting down here. January 2026, they partnered with Minnesota Federal Credit Union to offer stocks and crypto directly from their checking accounts. Same thing here. Oklahoma's base Truity Credit Union offering crypto directly from their checking accounts, InvestiFi. BitGo right here, enabling clients in all 50 states to invest in digital assets. Look at this, cryptocurrency directly from their checking accounts. Day Air Credit Union, investing directly from their credit account or their checking account. February 2026, Heartland Credit Union. Look at this, bro. It keeps going. March 2026, Sunset Bank, online banking offering account holders with integral digital asset investing and financial education. ETFs and cryptocurrencies accessing directly from their online banking platform, Freedom Credit Bank. Penn Credit, accessing digital assets directly from their online bank. Bro,
there are so many more trust lines that are about to get created. Because all of this artwork, I haven't seen any of this artwork before from any of these credit unions on the trust lines that are currently there. Damn.
So we are literally at ground zero before, like these people are saying, the floodgates open. And what this looks like, I don't think that anybody actually has a sense of what's about to unfold. We can sit here and fathom, but the best thing to do, in my personal opinion, as we wrap this up, is again to participate in risk-assessed DeFi strategies, where, like I mentioned at the very onset of this call, you have a long-term bag that you don't touch. That's your old shit bag that stays in cold storage that you don't touch just in case things go wrong. And then you have a certain allocation, at least me, not financial advice. I know I have a certain amount allocated in different digital assets that I'm participating in DeFi with. So I'll have some XRP that I'm lending out, borrowing against, practicing those DeFi strategies, earning yield. I have XRP that I'll be sticking in some vaults, earning 5%. I have some XLM that I'm participating in DeFi strategies with, HBAR, so on and so forth. And I'm just accumulating more, stacking, waiting for all these high-end price predictions to come into fruition. And even if they don't, great, so be it, because I will still be able to lend and borrow against the assets and the value of my wealth that I do have strategically without having to rely on the traditional financial system. So it's a win-win regardless.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, bro.
So that was it for today. I thought this was a great call, bro. It sucks that they scrubbed this one video from the internet. I think that's so crazy, bro. They scrubbed this from the internet.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I can't believe they took it down.
Yeah. The symbolism, though, too, on that video is kind of crazy, bro. Not going to lie.
If you're in the CYPRX Wealth 28 or CYPRX Discord community, shout out to you for tapping in with us on this call. We'll see you guys inside the Discord. If you're not, consider joining us inside the private community. There's so many venues and avenues of approach for you to just propel yourself forward in our community. Our community is winning big time. I'm talking about huge. Our members are prospering in ways that some people can't even fathom. You could be one of those people. Head over to CYPRXtrading.com, tap in with us. We'd love to have you guys and gals on the team. With that being said, many blessings to you all. Aqua, that's all I got, bro.